We've had some problem with Kerry people ripping down our signs, but we're going to take care of that.
They're going to ask them not to.
Yeah.
Concord.
We also have a schizophrenic newspaper which, like, prints every shit possible on the front page and then apologizes in the editorial. It's really bizarre.
And the Tsongas sign on Route 3 lasted all of 2 days. It's gone now.
You know, those Harkin people are stealing everyone's sign. It's amazing.
Short of calling for negative ads, although maybe, is there any effort out underfoot to go after Tsongas? Let's face it, this guy cannot be squeaky clean.
Sure. This is the question about that, and let's throw that out here. The problem with attacking Senator Tsongas is, I mean, he's, you know, we jokingly call him St. Paul. It could really backfire against us to someone else's advantage. And that's what...
And it'll look bad because he's complimented him all along. And then to come the last week and say that he's bad, I think it will look bad.
We have to do a better job of saying our differences.
We always seem to be defending. We don't have to defend a damn thing. We got the best. We know he's the best candidate because we've met him. And if everybody in the state of New Hampshire met him, we wouldn't have a problem. We know that.
Thank you. I'm glad to be with you. I wasn't the leather jacket group, but, you know, I had a good time, but I was a pretty straight kid. I worked hard enough to make good grades, but I basically liked my music and my friends, and I had a heck of a good time when I was in high school. But we had a band in high school called the Three Kings. I've still got a record that we played. Bet. Thank you.
Don't be cruel. He likes me. He made it like Clem. He likes me.
I bet you I said something you could take out of context. You weird guys got to stick together.
Clinton and Brown have little in common except off-the-wall campaign gurus. It's James Carville, a Cajun who wears jeans with bright shirts. Brown's is a Frenchman named Jacques Barjagi, who wears jeans with a black leather jacket and a black beret indoors and out. Carville says of Brown, he's just not us. Barzagi says cryptically, let them spin, we will win.
You know my mother and Pete used to say, why do they portray you like that? We were nice people. We sent our children to college. You know, and you go up there and you act like some kind of weirdo. I said, Mom, they're not interested in the fact that you sent me to college.
A little wobbly. Good afternoon. This whole experience is not easy for me. Yes, I was Bill Clinton's lover for 12 years. And for the past 2 years, I have lied to the press about our relationship to protect him. The truth is, I loved him. Now he tells me to deny it. Well, I'm sick of all of the deceit, and I'm sick of all of the lies.
What's the relationship with Gennifer Flowers?
There really isn't one, obviously. I mean, the charges are false. Today she took money to publish a story that she hired a lawyer to say was absolutely defamatory over a year ago. And it's sad. It's sad that this sort of thing can be published in a newspaper like The Star. It says Martians walk on the Earth. You never asked me if Martians walk on the Earth.
Are you comment on the tape she has?
Oh, I can't. I haven't heard it.
The reason I was calling was to tell you that this
last Wednesday, someone got into my apartment.
Hold on.
Okay.
So somebody broke in your apartment?
Well, there wasn't any sign of a break-in, but the drawers and things, there wasn't anything missing that I could tell that somebody had
gone through all your stuff?
had gone through my stuff.
Think they didn't steal anything?
No, my jewelry, I had jewelry here and everything. It was still here.
Think they were trying to look for something on us?
I think so. Well, I mean, why else?
You weren't missing any kind of papers or anything?
Like what kind of papers?
Well, I mean, any kind of personal records or checkbooks or anything like that, phone records?
Do I have any?
Yeah.
I mean, why would I?
I don't know, Roddy.
You usually call me, for that matter, and besides, who would know?
But I just think that if everybody's on record denying it, you got no problem.
Hold on just a sec here, people. Where'd he go?
Do you have any comments about the allegations from Gennifer Flowers and the tape recordings?
She was worried about being assumed to be guilty just because her name was brought in. I said, that's not true. Even if your name gets used in the absence of proof, nobody can prove you're guilty. Don't worry about it. Tell the truth. Just tell them that you didn't do it. That's all I ever said.
How do you know her, Governor?
See ya. Thank you, Governor.
Did the governor at any time tell you on the telephone to just tell the truth about what happened?
He told me to just deny it.
Governor Clinton use a condom? Jesus.
Right here. Right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put this to a stop if there are any further questions that are degrading, in my opinion, like that. Now, right here, sir.
You were paid by the Star. Did anyone ever approach you from the Republican Party, perhaps another Democratic candidate, to urge you to tell this story publicly?
Yes, they did.
Who?
I can't say.
Wait, no, are you saying that somebody from another campaign, Democratic Party or Republican Party, approached you to tell the story? Was it the Democratic Party or was it the Republican Party, Ms. Flowers?
It was the Republican Party.
So we knew we'd get attacks, but I mean, we just couldn't believe that the press would pick up a tabloid story that somebody would, I mean, we're at a new low in a way. That's why it's so important. But we are fighting back. Somebody who's been through a lot of tough elections is James Carville, who's known as the Raging Cajun in the business. And we'd like him to say a couple of words to you.
We have a tough fight coming right down the stretch. It's going to come out that Roger Ailes is behind a lot of this stuff before the election that you've been seeing about Governor Clinton. Okay? Ailes. It is, and of course Bush and Georgette Mossberg and everything else. Let me tell you what's at stake in this election. Every time that somebody comes along that's got some ideas, a Democrat comes along, the Republicans come up here and they ambush him. Remember Muskie? Okay? That is standard procedure. And here comes Clinton. He comes to New Hampshire. People here hurting. They want hope. They want somebody with vision. He gives it to them. So what do Republicans do? They get together with their wedge issues and they knock it off. If they succeed this time, it's going to be every time. You are never going to get a presidential candidate. Okay? You're never going to get somebody to come up here and run for president that served 11 years as governor, got any kind of experience. Okay? And every time somebody comes up, they're going to do it. If we win this, then you have knocked this shit back forever. Okay? And every time that we get a Democrat that we can believe in, Roger Ailes and Georgette Mossberg, you know she's the secretary, the person closest to Bush. You know what she said? She can't wait till this election's over so she can get her Maserati and her jewels back. That's the mindset that you're fighting against. And if they beat us back, Paul Tsongas, look, he ain't going to win anything. Okay? This is not about Paul Tsongas. It's about George Bush and Roger Ailes and Georgette Mossberg and the whole sleazy little cabal of them that want to keep hold of anything and that want to knock anybody off that we believe in and anything that we care about. And if we beat them and you're out there and your knuckles get tired or your feet get cold or anything else, you think about that, because if they knock us off, then so what? The next one that comes up, they're going to knock the next one off, and the next one, and everything else. And you know what the kind of shit you're going to get? You're going to get the kind of Supreme Court that you got. You're going to get the kind of 4 different positions on civil rights that you get from them. You're going to get tax breaks for the wealthy. You're going to get a guy that doesn't know what a grocery store scanner is and everything else, okay? So let's go. We got 6 more days to go. And don't forget who the real enemy is in here. And don't forget what we really campaign against. Thank y'all very much.
Good to see you. How are you? Nice to see you. Hello. Dr. Allie. Oh, I'm so good. What's your bear's name? How are you? Good. Good to see you. Good to see you. How are you? Good. Nice to see you. Good to see you. Thank you.
Some say his campaign appears to slip further every day. Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton remains tight-lipped about a controversial letter regarding the Vietnam draft.
Ask the president when he gets off the plane to call the Pentagon and ask how the letter got out.
Wait a minute. What do we got here? What is the Pentagon doing in the middle of a political campaign? And what is the Pentagon doing leaking something that we asked for November 6th that they didn't give us?
Now, Governor Clinton has a character problem. But I take it that your line of
Clinton has no character problem.
counterattack is that it's well, I mean, he has not denied that he has engaged in marital infidelity. He denied a specific one.
He has said that he had problems in his marriage.
That's right, and he has talked about the draft, and to some people it's a character problem.
Bill Clinton's passed his character test throughout his life and throughout this campaign. And he's shown it through his commitments to real fights. And what he's going to do in this campaign is focus on what's important to the American people, on the jobs and the education. That's what the American people care about. They want to move into the future. They don't want to be diverted by side issues, and they're not going to let the Republican attack machine divert them.
I'm getting sick and tired. I am every single night hearing one of these carping little liberal Democrats jumping all over my you know what. And I can't wait for this campaign.
The friction in this is going to be too much for Clinton to survive. I think it's only really a matter of days before he'll have to get out, if not hours.
Tell me your name.
John Bickerstaff.
John Hillary Clinton.
The night baker.
Good for you.
I think if we could just keep one-on-one, energy, I think we can make it. They do. Well, it's a lot like home, don't you think it is?
I mean, it's what he's going to do.
That's exactly
and,
right.
That's the bottom line right there. And I don't want to hear any more of this read my lips business.
Not charisma.
Thank you.
Ride the wave right through the White House.
Leadership. Proven ability to change. We will have the most influential woman on the presidents in the history of the United States if I get elected. My Valentine's Day girl.
The next president of the United States, Bill Clinton.
Let me say that while the evening is young, and we don't know yet what the final tally will be, I think we know enough to say with some certainty that New Hampshire tonight has made Bill Clinton the comeback kid.
He is funneling money to his wife's law firm for state business. That's number one. I don't care what you say about me, but you ought to be ashamed of yourself for jumping on my wife. You're not worth being on the same platform as my wife. I'll tell you something, Mr. Clinton. Now, don't try to escape it. Ralph Nader called me this afternoon. He read me the article from the Washington Post. Does that make it I was true? shocked by it. I was shocked by it because I don't think someone in government should be funneling money into his wife's law firm.
Governor Claus, is that true or isn't it?
Post this morning.
Is it true or isn't it true, Governor Clinton? Wait a second.
Bill, you're always trying to attack.
Brown?
You never answer the question.
Mr. Brown?
I found it very distasteful because those two got into a dispute you're all going to use in the news. And, I mean, I'm out of the picture. So I was going to run in between them. And,
how it's different as president. And he said, yeah, that's true. He seemed fine. I just took it as a good sign because I don't think he would call back if they weren't considering
endorsing,
doing something. Not endorsing, doing something.
That's really good.
Maybe they have an ad that's already in the can about Clinton and his environmental record. You're not worried about his big, hardball negative tactics that have worked for them for 15 years? Could start
it's
tomorrow.
All politics. It's all politics.
And you're convinced it won't work again?
Convinced that if they try it, we'll hit them back and they'll buckle.
What are we going to do when George Bush attacks us? I mean, it's a story of Andrew Jackson was in a duel with a guy. The guy shot, kind of knocked him down. The guy started walking away. He says, hold to, sir. Just sit still there for a second. It's my turn. Why can't we attack George Bush? Why can't we talk about the lowest economic growth in the last 50 years? Why can't we talk about that being a political hack as drugs are in this country? Why can't we talk about the fact that he has done nothing about education, the environment, the deficits out of control, that he said no new taxes? Yeah, I mean, you know, you can just go, why is it that I'm always asked, what are we going to do when George Bush attacks us? Why don't you go ask George Bush what's he going to do and we hold him accountable for all, you know, the wrong that he's done to this country? And you can segue, you know, right into Bush. And I just use he reeks of yesterday. He's a stench of yesterday. He is so yesterday. If I think of yesterday, if I think of an old calendar, I think of George Bush's face on it.
Can you all have Marla come up to the war room on the 13th floor? Thanks.
Okay, come on, let's listen. Start off some modest news this morning. Stan Greenberg, where are you?
Right here. There's going to be a poll that's going to come out, which we did jointly. It's going to show extraordinary changes on the favorabilities. It shows us with favorable, with a net positive favorable, about 10 point more favorable. Bush more negative, net negative by about 10. And Perot even unfave at around 37. So that represents good 6-point change or more. Obviously, we're doing something right.
The reason why we're here in New York is we're afraid that we might get another lawyer as president.
New Yorkers, pro-choice! New Yorkers, pro-choice! New Yorkers, pro-choice! I see the people choice! I see the people choice!
I don't know where I'm supposed to go next.
I got a lot of friends here, so I was talking to a lot of people.
You're ever-growing bald spot.
Just keep up the good work. You should feel mighty good what you've done the last...
You're going to win this thing, my man.
Damn right you're going to win.
George Bush is an ultimate politician. His political skills are awesome. He may be a joke as a president, but as a politician, I have a great deal of respect for him. And, you know, Ross Perot, I mean...
Okay, nothing else. Yes? I don't hear anything.
Good.
Hello? Hi, how are you? George Stephanopoulos. I'm Director of Communications. Okay. Hello? How are you? Yes. Okay. I mean, I think it was terrific. Governor Clinton went out there and made an aggressive case.
Why don't he run the economy and not run his mouth? He knows how to handle a crisis. Good. You got one right now. Handle it, partner. The country's going el busto. Fix it. If you can't, get out the way.
If we can move out of the way.
Governor, why did you reject the offer by Ron Brown?
Look, we don't make deals. We don't need quid pro quo. We have a right to speak, and we'll speak in a thoughtful way, in the manner in which all our Democratic conventions have been conducted.
Who will nominate you?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Go ahead, Mark. Mark goes in.
Let Jerry speak! Let Jerry speak! Let Jerry speak! Let Jerry speak!
Stanley Greenberg here yet? Yes, sir. Okay. Let's get started. Shh. Let's talk about the hall.
I think what we need is some hand-done signs that show the kind of themes that we want Clinton, you know, because hand-done signs are the signs that the network will cut to.
If anyone wants to make their own signs, that's fine. Sky, how many signs can we make between now and tonight? Can you make 2,000 signs that are...
Well, Eli, I'm not at all convinced that a bunch of hodgepodge, handheld, homemade signs are going to make the impact visually, from both a television point of view and from a podium point of view, that a sea of the same kind of sign across the hall.
May I just add that the problem is that we have two kinds of signs. We have thin red signs, white on red signs, and then we have rectangular white on blue signs. We have a mixed message out on the floor. We went through this twice before, I mean, 2 other conventions, and that's basically the problem. And also, Brown put out new signs last night that were white on red, in which the white letters were bigger than our letters, and so they look better.
How we're going to follow. The other thing, Harold raised a very important issue about delegates.
Well, let's get one thing. Do we want a bunch of handmade signs or not? I mean, that's... I don't think that's what's made... No, wait a minute, Bob. Wait a minute. Just, I was in the middle of a sentence, okay? I'm not talking, you know, it's not the greatest policy issue that this group will ever decide, but let's get a decision on it so that at least, you know, the visibility people and John's Hearts people have some direction on it. I don't particularly care. I just raise it as an issue.
California proudly casts 211 votes for Governor Clinton, 160 votes for our former Governor Jerry Brown, and 35 abstentions.
Ohio.
Madam Secretary.
No speeches! No speeches! No demonstrations! Who's on the line in Ohio? Tell him to speak!
Madam Secretary.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Madam Secretary.
Ohio wants change, America wants change, and Ohio cast 144 votes for the next president. Yes!
see you. Now that the Democratic Party has revitalized itself, I have concluded that we cannot win in November.
Perot just pulled out.
Out.
Perot's out.
Unbelievable. The perception is that Clinton has succeeded in pushing out one of his chief rivals in the presidential race. But on the other hand, Clinton campaign advisors were counting on Perot to help them, especially in the South. Perot, with his harsh attacks on President Bush, worked to soften up the incumbent, and that was perceived to be a help to the Democratic candidate. How's that?
Any kind of political earthquake like this increases intensity of coverage. That means that people are going to see Bill Clinton tonight step into the vacuum.
There's only 2 candidates left in this race. People are going to tune in tonight to hear what Bill Clinton has to say. It's going to be electric in there tonight.
It's going to be...
And he's got to reassure him, he's got to say, this is a two-way race, and we're going to kick the living shit out of it.
It's the people that are voting for Perot that we want to focus on.
Well, would you do one specific Perot event, whether it is with volunteers or just those who sign petitions? See, I agree with you, they're a different group of people.
We have 4 or 5 people who flipped. 4 or 5 Perot state directors that flipped. It would be huge news. Huge news.
Just be careful.
What about an Ask Bill Clinton thing if we got a place and got a petition, and we called up all the people, people on the petition and asked them to do it?
I have a statement by Governor Clinton. I was moved by Ross Perot's announcement today.
I told him that I was deeply moved by his statement, very impressed by his campaign, and that I wanted to reach out to his supporters because I thought they wanted the same sort of change that I did. And I appreciated his saying that Al Gore and I had revitalized the Democratic Party.
Will you change your speech tonight?
Okay. The speech isn't done.
Right, no, I just wanted to make sure that, because I keep telling the press it might be 3:30, it might be a little later.
Hi, this is George Stephanopoulos. Hey, Jody, how are you? Good, thanks. The governor's right in the middle. He's literally halfway through his speech, reading it. Is there any way we can call later, or is there anything I can tell him?
Everything is great.
How long do you want this embargo till? On the top.
Till delivery.
Good.
Yeah. Is he ready? Let's go.
Thanks. Your voice okay, let's go. Hey, thanks. George.
It's a great line.
Ross Perot, did you? One revitalized report by doing this today. Do you have any gazillions of people and watch his speech tonight? All of them? Yeah, watch it. Great line.
I end tonight where it all began for me. I still believe in a place called hope. God bless you, and God bless America.
Is a nation in decline. Of our economy, he says we are somewhere on the list beneath Germany, heading south toward Sri Lanka. Well, don't let anyone tell you that America is second rate, especially somebody running for president.
like that on a lot of issues. First on one side, then the other. He's been spotted in more places than Elvis Presley.
Liz, I want to know if I can say this the first time that an incumbent president's given an acceptance speech and not mentioned his economic record. Okay?
You can say that. Yeah, that's a good point.
No, Clinton can't say that. What about if he just said, look, if I thought for 1 minute he could do all that, I'd get out the race.
There's something there.
Governor Clinton and Congress
I'm going to promise you I'm going to balance the budget. Everybody in America is going to get a tax cut. 37 million people that don't have health insurance, we're going to cover you. We're going to cover all of you. Anybody wants to go to any private school they want to go to, we're going to pay for it.
So if there are 41 million kids now who go to school,
But don't, shit, man.
That's what I mean.
But don't complicate the simple.
The convention poll bounce, a 7-point increase for the team of Bush and Quayle since a similar poll taken just a week ago.
Last week, he gave an interview, Governor Clinton did, where he sounded as if he was getting ready to measure the drapes in the Oval Office. Well, I got news for you. Not so fast. I believe that come November 3rd, my opponent in his saxophone will be playing an old Buck Owens classic. It's crying time.
Hey, it's a good spot. Suggestion. At the end, you go fact, Arkansas is the second lowest tax burden state in the country. You said this time we're not reading your lips, we're reading your record.
Or this time, don't read his lips, read the
No.
record. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. But instead of that, then go back one more time and have him say, read my lips. No, sir. This time we're reading the record.
No.
You can't. I'm just. We have a time problem.
But that's just, it's no less time to go
Instead of
back to
saying
him
this,
and say, read my lips.
Read my lips. No, read the record.
He takes longer than anybody.
Then cut somewhere else. Let's get 3 times of read my lips.
Where else can I cut? Now he wants you, not asking you.
Government spending in Arkansas, the lowest in the nation.
Which 3 facts?
We're going with spending, but in terms of scripts tonight, we're going to test alternatives, one with welfare and one with spending.
Okay.
I think for recording, we should record the spending one.
Spending as priority. If welfare is possible, the second shot.
Man, here's a way to save maybe a half a second or a second.
Yeah.
Under the second announcer, change the sentence to, now he wants you to believe what he says about Bill Clinton.
Actually, what I changed it to is no. Now he's asking you to believe his attacks against Bill Clinton.
Fine,
Yeah.
either way. That's
The other
better.
thing we could do, Mandy,
Yeah.
maybe we could say, where we say, no, Mr. President, this time we're going to read the facts.
Yeah.
Maybe we just say, no, this time we're going to read the facts.
Better.
Yeah.
No, sir. Maybe that's a Southern thing, but no, sir. No, sir.
Well, it's
No,
nice
sir.
to say, Mr. President.
But I just think it's very
no, sir.
important.
Yeah,
I think
sir.
it's very important we get at the end, we get that read my lips. I know that will drive them, the voters, just the most famous broken promise in the history of American politics.
I'm just telling you that kind of the way it's set up to be factual and big facts.
Well, what visual were you thinking of with the fact?
Well, I think just the way.
Thwack of a fact sign.
Okay, let's do that, but let's just get this spot produced.
Hey, I'm sitting in the studio. I'm doing it. Talk to you later.
Bye.
I bet you one thing. I just want to say one thing. You need to call Mandy back and tell her to be sure that she gets that read. No, not with me. To be sure she gets read my lips in 3 times. One day in my time, in my political career, every time that you suggest something to a media person, their first reaction is, we can't do that. It's every time. Well, we can't do that.
Well, see, it doesn't take long to get to the second time, though.
Yes, I know. But just one time, I would just like to say, let's do that. And say, fine, that's easy, man. What do you need? Here it is.
James, this idea was suggested, what, a half hour ago?
This is pretty
The
good.
script has been made in 20 minutes.
She's in the studio.
The studio
producing it.
is
It's 45 minutes.
Take it back.
We've gone
I take it back.
from a half hour
take it. Okay.
to a concept to a spot. What do you want?
Okay. I'm a
I suppose
hog.
we're
I'm a
going to put on
hog.
the
We
satellite
haven't
to be
figured it out
in
yet.
30
You haven't
minutes.
asked, but it'll probably be at the focus group tonight at 6 o'clock.
And most campaigns, it takes them 2 days, to get a spot out and run it. So, okay. You're right.
What was the last
Mandy's
line you
great.
wanted? Read my
Mandy's
lips and then
great.
what?
She's great.
What was the last line?
Read my lips. No, sir. This time we're going to read the record.
This time we're going to read the record.
Yeah. I like that. Who is the man? Give it a man. That little Greek is creative.
You gonna call Mandy and give her the
Yeah.
I can't wait to you. Can we listen to the next one?
Depending on the outcome of this election, just imagine how you personally would feel if you woke up and you looked out the window November 4th morning and it was cold and gray and raining. And you walked to the front door with sleep still in your eyes and having trouble waking up. You opened the door and picked up the newspaper and it said 4 more years. Around the country has gone up. The number of jobs has gone down. The trade deficit has gone up. Personal income has gone down. The budget deficit has gone up. Consumer confidence has gone down. Poverty has gone up. The number of jobs has gone down. Bankruptcies have gone up. Jobs down. Fear up. Hope down. Everything that ought to be down is up. Everything that should be up is down. They got it upside down and we're going to turn it right side up.
Caroline, you're on KDK with James Carville.
Hi.
Hi, Caroline.
I want to know if James Baker III is doing Mary dirt.
Mary Matlin?
Yes?
No, indeed not. Mary Matlin.
Well, where has she been? When
She-
was I? When did I last see her? Thing is, seriously, as a viewer, I have missed her on television and radio and print.
Well, I don't want to defend James Baker III, but he and Mary are good friends. I think she's.
The opportunity to.
Okay, I don't want to get into internal workings of the Bush campaign, but I certainly think that Mary, she loves the president. We disagree on that, but we just.
You disagree. You can disagree. You can agree to disagree. I mean, what a strange matchup that is.
Well, I don't know. Just as long as it works, it's all that matters to me.
Well, let me tell you. I mean, is there a little do you date during the campaign?
No, I was kind of hard. She's in Washington. I'm in Little Rock, but I mean, she really does care and feels very strongly about the president, and I really do care and feel strongly about Governor Clinton, and.
Care about her too.
Yeah, I sure do. But sometimes, look, I know plenty of times I bet you've heard of 1,000 people around this country, particularly in Western Pennsylvania, used to get in a horse and buggy, a man and his wife, and they'd drive 20 miles in a horse and buggy and cancel each other's vote. I mean, everybody got an opinion. This is just the most American thing you can do.
All right.
Okay.
Mary Madeline.
The demo's in London. You were talking about.
I am saying it is vintage Clinton, that it is a pathological pattern of deception. He is an obsessive politician. When he has been asked about his anti-war activities in the past, he has hedged, bobbed, and weaved. He has said to Frank White in his 1982 race, I don't know what he's talking about. He has said in other races, oh, I just attended a few marches to listen to the speeches. He organized, he marched, he wrote, he spoke. According to Father McSorley, he was a main anti-war organizer. Why doesn't he just say that? It's like the draft. Why didn't he just say he was trying to avoid the draft? No one is questioning that. They're questioning why he always prevaricates on these issues. If we cannot believe anything he has said about his past, how can we believe anything he's saying about the future?
Mary, I
have a question for Mr. Carville. Did Bill Clinton go to Moscow? Are 2 pages missing from his passport? Did he organize anti-war rallies while he was in Moscow? Did he graduate from Oxford?
Yes, he went to Moscow. He was bragging about it in speeches when he ran for office. He went to Warsaw, too, and, you know, I don't know, Oslo and wherever else. Then he had, as a reporter from one of the big papers called me, you know, did he have a transmitter planted in his cavity while he was there? Why do you ask me a question like that? Did he go to Moscow? What difference does it make? In 1970, Bill Clinton went to Moscow. Okay.
An answer.
But what it does, I mean, he's answered it 1,000 times. I mean, he said that he went. What is the relevance to the question? That's my point.
What did he do there?
How the hell I know what he did? I mean, I don't know what he did. Maybe, I don't, you know.
At that time in our nation's history, though, some could have been heavily criticized for going to a country that was supplying the enemies of the United States.
They were doing student exchanges. We were playing them in basketball, man. What are you talking about? I mean, come on. I mean, we had track meets with these people.
The issue here isn't patriotism. You can demonstrate all you want here at home, but I can't understand someone mobilizing demonstrations in a foreign country when poor kids drafted out of the ghettos are dying in a faraway land.
A corrida para a Casa Branca está entrando na fase decisiva. Se não abalaram a confiança do presidente George Bush, as últimas pesquisas provocaram pelo menos
Liz, you speak Portuguese?
Com os democratas na frente.
Oh, this is too good. This is too good.
You don't even need to understand Portuguese.
I mean, you know, if the president don't buy American for his campaign, who do we give this to? Hey, Kaya, get me Susan Zerinsky's number, please. With CBS? Susan Zerinsky, please. James Carville. Huh? She's a woman that broadcast news. Hey, I got something I'd be interested in. How would you like a videotape of a newscast on Brazilian television that has that we believe the script goes something like this, with appropriate visuals of printing presses? The Republican campaign is what it is that Bush is buying up to $10 million in printing in Brazil. And the Brazilian TV ran it. It's this huge printing presses with Bush Quayle material coming on. I mean, it's perfect for new television. Lathered, man. I just can't wait to get the tape. This thing on. We have it translated. CBS, they got 100,000 people you all speak Portuguese. Yeah, we have a rough trend. It's just everything you want. You know what we got?
When it comes to crime, I just wish that candidate Clinton out around the country, the Doberman Pinscher, would meet Government Clinton, the Chihuahua.
The president said he thinks there will be debates, but he couldn't say when. With next week in Louisville, Kentucky, now apparently out.
So where's the tape? I'll show you. Hey, Vicky, put the tape in the thing. And this is wonderful in the South. Look, if you listen to the tape, watch this, y'all.
As últimas pesquisas provocaram pelo menos grande susto. Com os democratas na frente, a já milionária e multicolorida campanha eleitoral americana vai ser ainda mais eficaz. A ordem do Partido Republicano...
Yeah, why did we go to Brazil? I wanted to pay for it.
It's James
Brazilgate. Riogate. Oh, man.
We got a very good deal. Could I just throw a little cold water on this for a minute? We don't know what the date on the tape is. They show convention footage. If these are convention signs...
It aired. One of our people saw it 2 weeks ago and made the tape down there.
Right. All I'm saying is it's possible. Possible.
But they have pictures of the convention in it.
Right.
They used it.
What is it possible? What are you trying to...
It's possible that they were printed in primary money.
Well, that's still
So much. It's a big, you're talking the taxpayer funds, and that's what you said.
Don't,
turned
that
them
ain't-
on.
matching money in primary.
You got matching money. You got matching money. Sure do.
It's a valid technical point, but I don't think it's gonna.
Still find out exactly what we're dealing
It's matching money. I wouldn't worry. You're being way too.
I will call Debbie and get the details.
Who did the contract?
Right.
Do they have a contract?
That's tomorrow.
You know the date?
No, hey, let Bonnie say, we'll handle it. That's tomorrow. You see, because tomorrow, who got the contract, how they did that, what guys have lobbying things with Brazil. Yeah, there's no sense in this thing being a one-day story. I don't believe that. I think we got to kind of ooze this thing out a little bit. Huh?
All the source.
It's very sweet.
See about getting an uplink out of Sao Paulo? See how hard it is, how many times you gotta hop it to get it up here? And we want to downlink us here in Little Rock.
This thing, I'm telling you, I like the way this thing feels. Campaign hard money. Can we send someone to look and see if they've sent any checks to this Brazilian company?
Yeah.
Okay, this was aired during the Republican convention.
So that's
which means that it was primary money.
Still government.
It's still
government.
I have a feeling it's RNC is what I thought all along.
No, it can't be
It
RNC.
says Bush Quail.
It can be RNC.
It says Bush Quail.
It's illegal.
The issue's moot. All I gotta do is just go out and get the latest
wonderful if
filing
our
and see if there's a check.
Yeah, I think we looked on it earlier, we didn't find it, we'll check now with the updates.
You know, it's possible it's a subcontract or some. You know, in fact, it is likely that they've done this through some media firm and they who subcontracted to a Brazilian firm. It's unlikely there's a direct check.
No, but somebody said, if you look at the translation, that they went to Ohio and Texas and California.
Right, but it could be.
Where they came was Rio. All we can do is check the
They came to Rio.
We had a response.
What should be our response to the Brazil thing?
We're stunned. We're speechless. We can't respond.
What's
his 60-second spot? What does he say about American jobs in his spot?
What do people think about Bush? He cares more about foreign things, and he cares more about rich people. Foreign. It's something he spent a lot of time overseas. Now he's spending a lot of taxpayer money over there. Something foreign aid is something like that.
We knew he didn't care much about creating American
Hey, no,
jobs.
here it is. He's finally got a jobs program. Too bad it's for Rio.
Meet me. What's the song about Rio? What rhymes with Rio?
I have something at 3 o'clock. It's better than we even thought. The two highest business failures are New York and California. In the piece, business failures in the country, leading in New York and California. The two states they didn't go to for the printing is New York and California.
God damn. Has she said what their reaction is yet?
I just talked to her.
Okay.
It's leading the news and she's sending me the script.
Okay. Hey, Governor, how you doing? All right. Print materials in Brazil. Pictures of, Yeah, they're gonna lead with it. All right. Well, let's see what happens on the news. Yeah, I can call it up there.
Just checked out every single penny spent in the U.S.
Ours?
Yes.
Somebody asked.
Get a quote on that.
Did they ever call you back and say what the Bush reaction was?
Yes. They called Mary, and she goes, "Is this bad?"
Is this bad?
I said, "Susan, you better tell her it's pretty bad."
They don't understand. If the President of the United States don't know where $65 million in his campaign money goes, how can you expect to know where $1.4 trillion of taxpayer monies go? Huh? Is that right?
I think it's better just to say,
Oh my God, that is.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
The guy's story is completely incredible. He says that he did it on his own. He dumped $40,000 on his own. Give me a break.
Where are the signs in it?
Yeah, well, that's what she's trying. The guy won't return her phone call.
Well, when I was talking to her, she said it was another line and she called me back, so let's see. They bullshitting you. But let me, okay, but the link is this. They are printed materials that were printed in Brazil.
Okay? What happened? What do they say happened to the materials? Yeah, but if they can't produce the materials, then they either got them or they were given to them. If they were given to them, that's a violation of FEC law. Call me back. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a tremendous honor and a privilege to welcome back to the Ozarks the President of the United States, George Bush.
What is the matter today? Every time somebody thoughts the word draft, it's on the front page of the paper. It's not. Okay, I'm gonna see how many stories there are on the draft and how many stories there are on George Bush's election year promising. Okay? No, a lot more. A lot more. Okay, I'm gonna go back and see. You know, George Bush mentioned the draft one time. He mentioned it one time. And let's see how many stories that was written on the draft. Oh, okay. Well, you said if you want to say something, then say something. I'm giving you an example of there's a lot more fascination with the, quote, draft issue, unquote, or Gennifer Flowers than there is with George Bush promising $16 zillion more than he could ever spend in an election year. I believe that on any number of things that we are held to a different standard. I think it is absolutely ludicrous that no one ever asked George Bush about Iran-Contra. Two cabinet secretaries saying Bush was lying. No one ever said a damn thing to get this memo from Baker about him knowing about Iraq having chemical weapons going. And then there's no follow-up because, God, you can't ask Jim Baker a question. You must want to be, this man is down, he's beyond being questioned. You know, he gives everybody tickets to the opera. We can't question him, you know? And look, this is not directed anymore at the Washington Post. I've had this conversation with everybody today. You know, I am so goddamn tired of this goddamn double standards where the press lets these sons of bitches get away with murder in every little thing that we do. Clinton's numbers don't add up. Clinton's numbers don't add up.
So fucking true.
You know? If we say 50 plus 50 is 104, and they say 50 plus 50 is 104,000, they'll say, well, both of them are stretching the numbers a little bit. Hello? Yeah. All the goddamn stories. They're not going with the story. They're printing the shit, you know. I think that they've given up on it now, Governor. Bush people said they got the guy wired and said, well, I just did it. It was an offshore operation, you know. So they're trying to nail him. So it's not dead, but it's just not going tonight. That the guy just did it himself, and he just spent the money himself, and they never authorized it. So, okay, give me a call later, okay? All right.
This morning, Perot was on CBS Morning News, claimed that he made a mistake by getting out of the race. Perot Volunteer Army, despite the disconnection of the 800 number, was supplied with $4 million in August. He noted they're gaining some strength and confidence thanks to his repeated hints about becoming an official candidate.
We lost some Perot people who went back over the other side in a couple of different states. On the creative chicken side, Chicken tried to get into a Bush event today, and he had a sign that said poultry workers for Bush. Got inside, flipped it, said, Chicken George won't debate.
Be like a hockey player, get the puck out of here.
I try to seek help in many other ways first.
Now Rachel wants Gregory back. She's still
he doesn't wear.
Her boyfriend and two other children in Missouri. She says she can't provide a stable home.
And yes, I want to debate. I want to debate over issues and an argument over ideas, and I will stand on my record, and I won't let that Arkansas governor run away from his record either.
Can you believe this shit? You know, I mean, I just think that they into this "we are the president" motif. Hello? Yeah. Well, no, Bush rejected the thing, so ain't no position to have. There's no debate. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering if there's going to be a huge story that they rejected to even meet with the commission. It's another date certain of a debate that goes by.
Let's just get it out right away. If you can get it out tonight, it'd be the best. Because it'll be in the papers in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, so what
Tell him.
Yeah,
What
hold
time?
on. What?
I want to talk to Clint about it too, but today's show is willing to give us 10 minutes tomorrow just to.
Here, hold on, just talk to Paul. Here's Georgie. Just tell him what to.
Hey, how do you start today?
We ought to be we ought to be on this thing like stink on shit, man.
Vote your choice on November 3rd. Yours is a very important voice, and it should be heard. Come on, America, vote, vote, vote.
Thanks. Thanks. Governor, does it feel any different?
Bill Clinton, number 2 in your ballot, number 1 in your heart.
I just can't imagine why they agreed to positioning that puts them at such a severe angle.
Nice tie. I can tell you're not a politician.
Well, thank you. My mother bought it. I don't know.
How
Probably
Midwest?
clothing allowance.
That's great.
It's just a joke.
Modern
It's just a joke.
No, I like it. I like that your mother bought it.
My mother didn't
Family
buy it.
values.
My mother should have such deals. And,
Should we get set up?
well, we're stepping in as soon as they are done.
Would?
Yeah.
That's right.
Was it
Okay,
the interview of the
that's-
Secret Service guys? All right.
Oh, don't embarrass me on the air.
He's looking good, Mom. Looking good.
For you going to hear an awful lot of spinning. One of those who will be doing some serious spinning from the right is Mary Matlin, the deputy campaign manager for the Bush-Quayle campaign. Ms. Matlin, let's talk about first the polls. They are behind in the polls. There's no way to deny that. What is George Bush going to say tonight that hopefully, in his case, will turn things around?
Well, I think Mary Matlin got a good career in fiction writing when this is over.
Everything that's up is down, except for that. Paul, could you come to Atlanta and help me prepare for the debate? I have never even heard Stockdale open his mouth. The thought of preparing for someone who I don't even know what he speaks like is daunting, to say the least.
Oh, give him a Perot. Come on, man.
Well, okay, it's very interesting, James. I find this fascinating that y'all in national media, okay, y'all, you never want to talk about the deficit. It's a crazy ant in the basement. We're going to go down that basement, clean her out, sweep her out, whack her around a little bit, knock the bitch around. The problem is when you get under that hood, some bitch in Washington slams that hood right down on you.
What you got cooking? How about cooking something up with me? These have turned into real shows, you know.
Better. The first thing is that since there are 4 debates, the first one is incredibly important, and we want to establish ourselves as the folks that the press can trust, where they'll either go to their own research departments, which are pretty incompetent, or they'll come to the campaign. So the less political sounding our responses are, the better.
George and James and Bruce will have to be in there spinning immediately afterwards.
So, as we always say, you know, speed kills, and we will die in this debate if we're not there first with our answers.
Governor Clinton, 1 minute, sir.
The mistake that was made was making the read my lips promise in the first place just to get elected, knowing what the size of the deficit was.
Perfect. Perfect.
You just can't promise something like that just to get elected if you know there's a good chance that circumstances may overtake you.
All right, Mr. Perot, the question is for you.
Oh,
You have a
yes.
2-minute answer, and it will be asked by Susan Butler.
But in terms of being influenced by women and being a minority, there they are right out there, my wife and my 4 beautiful daughters, and I just have one son. So he and I are surrounded by women telling us what to do all the time. I want to make a very brief comment here in terms of Saddam Hussein. Look at what Ambassador Glaspie said all through the fall and what have you, and look at what she and Kelly and all the others in state said at the end when they were trying to clean it
We
up.
can't be this lucky.
And talk to any candidate.
This don't happen to me, man. This don't happen to me.
Bush was on the defensive. Bush was on the defensive. Keep repeating, Bush was on the defensive all night. Okay. Yeah.
He was. Hell, he was
Yeah.
on the ropes. Wait, which way are we going?
Woo!
Let's go, roll. Little news.
Where are we supposed to be going, Mickey?
Jeff, I gotta find out what Bush said. Jeff, you have a walkie-talkie?
Be careful.
I gotta find out what Bush said.
You're ready.
Go talk to Jerry real quick, do you mind?
Yeah, what did Bush say in the last second after Clinton did Baker?
He said that's what worries me. Clinton said the economic policy. Quick, before we get you on.
Another good night for Bill Clinton. 3 debates, 3 wins. Bush was on the defensive all night long. I think he was put on the defensive by Bill Clinton over the economy and by Ross Perot over Saddam Hussein and Ross Perot over the mess in Washington. We couldn't get out of it.
It's the record, it's the agenda, it's the qualifications. Governor Clinton and the Democrats don't like when we talk about character, but 54 of them thought character was a very big issue when they rejected President Bush's nominee for Secretary of Defense, citing character insufficiencies because he flirted with women in elevators.
There's no doubt that George Bush's attacks on us have an effect. The effect they have is on George Bush. Negative. See? They're working against Bush.
They have no effect on your...
Well, again, now, don't take my word for it. Look at every poll that you see.
This is not a sports event. People don't get out their peanuts and hot dogs and rate these things. They want to know, focus on the choice between these candidates and their philosophies. And we have tried to do that in each debate. We're not trying to create drama. We're not a made-for-TV candidate. Yes, Governor Clinton won on Geraldo-like activities. That's his shtick. He's a performer. He's a phony. I mean, he walks into the audience. He puts Geraldo to shame. That's not our gig. We are a leader. We are mature. We have a breadth and depth of experience that's unrivaled on that stage, and that's all we've ever tried to do, and have been very successful in each of these debates doing. And y'all be eating crow because that's how the American voters look at this. They don't need another Geraldo. They need a leader in the White House.
Here's ABC.
Great. Oh, Perot came in second, not Bush. Hey, Trish, are you sure about this? I heard Bush was second. I hope it was Perot.
I just got it from Ricky.
Great.
CBS is something like 35 Clinton, 29 Perot, and then the balance is Bush. I'm going to double check that one.
Bush came in third in both.
As far as I know.
1/3 undecided, 1/3 weak. That constitutes about
18%
of the electorate. Two-thirds were weak Clinton, 1/3 undecided. Okay, so in terms of our universe of folks, that was a strong showing for Perot.
James.
Oh, thank you, Governor. That was a pretty good little
He's counting Kodak fees.
I didn't humiliate him after his morning television point.
we had like the whole thing.
He should do a page and a half that says every time we've had it your way. You had your chance. We tried it your way for the last 12 years. It's time for change. But do it on every issue. That should be tomorrow's rally speech. Repeat it for jobs, for health care, for taxes, for everything, for education. That's the refrain for the last 3 weeks. Okay? Bye.
Oh, the trip.
The trip. I'm not gonna tell you.
You're not going to tell me till we leave?
All right, no, I'm just going to tell you the day that we're leaving and how long that we're going for. You know.
You like me, Jack?
I
Did you
love
ever
it.
meet Leslie Goodman?
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. You bet. You bet. Yeah. Huh? Okay, I'm coming back. I'm coming right back.
Hi, Guy.
I'm coming right back.
You're in the Darth Vader camp now. Bye.
Bye. I'll see you. Okay. Okay.
Bye, Mary. Have fun on the train.
Hey, if we're in a Darth Vader camp, who are you?
With some of Perot's support eroding, polls show a virtual dead heat.
How can this guy is an idiot. In tracking polls, we're going up in every one. And these people, what are they, drunk?
Predicting a Harry Truman-style come-from-behind surprise.
Turn Perot off. I don't want to look at him. Just turn him off.
I mean, who cares who knows what the polls are? They have media polls out every day in this thing. I mean, why be, you know? I mean, I want people to know what the message is. How can you tell 250 million Americans why you run for president if you can't tell 250 staff members?
The journey Bill Clinton began 13 months ago is now down to one endless final day. He started a 4,000-mile trek to try to nail down key
We'll, tonight at 6:45 will be the final war room meeting.
No. One more day.
Hey, Gary, Carville. Give me. Man, we can't lose North Carolina. Who's gonna carry Georgia? We gonna carry? You think so? Don't worry about Georgia. Really? Goddamn, if we don't carry Georgia, we're gonna look terrible. I say if we lose Georgia, I hope we lose the race.
I need your help. The governor's voice is completely gone, and he will not be able to speak.
We fought for a year. We've got 2 days to go. My voice will be better by this afternoon, and I'll be there Monday. I'll be there Tuesday. Fight on. Don't give up. Go.
Stay focused. Talk about things that matter to people. You know? It's the economy, stupid. Okay?
James.
64, James.
Get out of here.
Just give it a whiff.
No, I'm not going to give it a whiff. I'm going to give it a drink. I don't whiff shit. I'm going to whiff it right now.
And we want to close on our theme song. Let's hit it, Ann. We're crazy. Crazy for feeling.
It was a very different kind of rally, ending a very different kind of campaign.
Crazy.
It's a campaign that cost at least $60 million. Perhaps $100 million. Peter, $100 million is about...
It is the most expensive single act of masturbation in the history of the world.
His voice almost gone. Hillary Clinton has been pitching in. We'll have to be real quiet to be able to hear him.
If you will be my voice tomorrow, I'll be yours for 4 years.
I thought of that, didn't I? I'll take credit for it.
Steve Denari, who's the director of the Illinois Perot office, and he wants to talk to someone confidentially.
Read it to me. Well, what is names, address? I can send you a fax with names, addresses, phone numbers of who you had an affair with. It wouldn't make it true. Yeah, I just, believe me.
No, he wasn't, but I'm just going to tell some bitch.
Believe me that it's been looked at by every major national news organization. Everything. And it is completely bullshit. If you went on the radio and said that Bill Clinton is the father of an illegitimate black child, you would be laughed at. People would think you're crazy. We're not going to lose. We are going to win. He is going to be president. Well, no, but I mean, don't think of it like that. Let's take it at two levels. Number one, of course, it's not going to matter. But number two, think of yourself. I guarantee you that if you do this, you'll never work in Democratic politics again. Maybe you don't want to. I'm not saying it matters. You will be embarrassed before the National Press Corps. People will think, nobody will believe you, and people will think you're scummy. The alternative is you don't do it. It causes you some temporary pain with people who tomorrow aren't going to matter. And you have a campaign that understands that in a difficult time, you did something right. And, you know, that's important. I mean, it doesn't mean anything, or we can't do anything for you specifically or anything like that, but you know that you did the right thing and that you didn't dishonor yourself.
There's a simple doctrine. Outside of a person's love, the most sacred thing that they can give is their labor. And somehow or another along the way, we tend to forget that. And labor is a very precious thing that you have. And any time that you can combine labor with love, you've made a merger. And I think we're going to win tomorrow. And I think that the governor is going to fulfill his promise and change America. And I think many of you are going to go on and help him. I'm a political professional. That's what I do for a living. I'm proud of it. We changed the way campaigns are run. Used to be, there was a hierarchy. If you were on one floor, you didn't go to another floor. If you were somewhere on the organizational chart, there was no room for you there. Everybody was compartmentalized. And you people showed that you could be trusted. Everybody in this room, everybody. And people are going to tell you you're lucky. You're not. Ben Hogan said golf is a game of luck. The more I practice, the luckier I get. The harder you work, the luckier you are. I was 33 years old before I ever went to Washington, New York. I was 42 before I ever won my first campaign. And I'm happy for all of y'all. You've been part of something special in my life. Now, I'll never forget what y'all have done. Thank you. A little bit.
I knew it! That's good luck! That's good luck!
Thank you. Good night. I love you.
Well, come on, there's no speaker. That's it.
Hey, your ugly friend wants to say hello.
Paulie?
Hey, Bob.
How are you, man?
What's going on?
You pretty tired?
Pretty tired. But just, you know, when you get up there and he says this is the last rally or the last chance or whatever it was that he said.
Shakes you up, right?
Huh?
Shakes you up.
It's pretty hard. Yeah, it's pretty shaken up.
Paulie, I got up this morning. As I was driving to work, I started to cry. I couldn't keep it. I just can't. I can't cope right now. Right. Man, I'm scared. Because we're all gonna have to jump off a bridge. Because, you know, it's because of the last 2 days. Because of the last 2 days. Yeah. It'll just be, you know, it's kind of a mass thing. We can all just drink some Kool-Aid. Okay, man. Have a good flight. See you when you get in.
Hey, it's James. What do you think? You think it's going to be tight in New Jersey? Why was everybody else so optimistic earlier?
What was the rumbling about 7 points?
Oh, CBS, we dropped overnight. So now they're figuring out how we can lose.
I'm on the floor. I'm literally on the floor. I can't take it.
Oh, good. Yeah.
We tried hard, we came up a little short. To those who embraced our crusade, we say thank you. To President Bush, who's won re-election, we offer our full support, our prayers and our hopes for a better America. Throughout this campaign, I've endeavored to bring my message of change to the American people.
Where's Derek Humphreys?
And over 42% of you people embrace that message, and I'm grateful to each and every one of you. Hillary and I and Chelsea will never forget you, the way you welcome us into your homes, your towns, and your cities. It is not that we have lost this battle, it is whether we endure in a larger war. A stunning come-from-behind upset that shocked pundits, political professionals, journalists, people around the world. George Herbert Walker Bush proved his political resiliency beyond any doubt whatsoever. He was reelected today over Bill Clinton, garnering 274 electoral votes, only 4 over. But as they say, it's not horseshoes and it's not hand grenades. And George Bush will return. We repeat, George Bush will return to the White House for another 4 years.
And what's the other one?
Florida is now 42 Bush, 41.5 Clinton.
That's Oregon. That's a point.
Yeah,
Point on top.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what that means.
Hopkins talked to Warren, whatever, the head of the RS, and he's going to talk to him in 4 minutes, but his initial impression is it's a landslide, could be up to 12, maybe 400 electoral votes.
What's this?
Wait and see.
Holy shit.
What's this, the new ones?
Arkansas. Connecticut's fine. Delaware's fine. Georgia's good.
Wait. Georgia,
Georgia's
fine.
good. Iowa's done. Illinois
is done.
blowout.
Indiana,
we're ahead.
Kentucky is 5. Michigan is 11. New York's done.
Holy shit, we're pulling away in Ohio.
Oklahoma, we're up.
Tied in Texas.
Tied in Texas. It looks good. Let's just say that I like the texture here.
Can you beep Wendy, please?
Oh, you got it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Look at Indiana. Wait, look at Indiana. 42-40. It doesn't matter if we win. Those people. Oh, excuse me. Feel good, you. The White House. How would you like to be? That's right. Look at Texas. Go down to Texas.
Even.
Yeah, 39.
Perot's kind of holding, isn't he?
He held.
Yeah, he held. His numbers held.
What about California?
I'm sort of surprised, frankly.
This could be a landslide.
Probably don't have anything yet.
Right.
I got a call, Zell.
You're right.
God damn.
Yep.
Up 7. This is very raw, though.
You know what?
Huh?
Hello? Is the governor there?
Well, if he wants to call, tell him things look outstanding. Really good.
Are you kidding me? It's got to be 10. Okay.
Or the well,
We don't have Louisiana anyway? Well, who's got, you don't have them all on your computer?
This all tracks.
But if I call you at 3 o'clock my time, you can look in your computer and we can know everything.
When I try to say it, it's going to be hard.
I don't know. What do you say, Mr. President-elect?
I think you got to say, I assume you just got to say Mr. President. Say, congratulations, Mr. President. That's weird.
This is the latest numbers at 2 o'clock. Okay. California, we're up by 19. Boxer's going to win. Colorado, we're up by 10.
How long does he intend to talk? This sounds like an awful long speech.
Oh, yeah, it'll be an hour or two.
Can we go to the party before he finishes?
Oh, yeah. Okay, let me just run through this, because I think this is a pretty good structure.
Okay.
Third, which is the real take-home point, and I really sold on them, which is this won't happen overnight.
Yeah, we got to do that.
That's the most important point to make.
Yeah, I want a cold beer. What kind of size special today?
Well, the special today is pepperoni and black olive, and also we've got that 50-cent draft bush beer if you want that.
Bush beer. Give me the, no, I want, shit, I ain't drinking no Bush beer. Give me a Budweiser.
What's left over at the end of the day?
I need a beer. Quickly. Quickly.
Landslide. The governor walks out, the president, God, I get shook up when I say it, walks out with Hillary and Chelsea. They wave, they smile, they hug. The Gores, he then introduces the Gores. They wave, they smile, they hug. The Gores go sit down. Hillary and Chelsea go sit down. Governor gives a speech.
I can't imagine the headlines tomorrow.
Yes, sir?
The headlines tomorrow are going to be... We need, in that section, you've got to add a sentence about the young people. And it would be nice to have the 83-year-old... This section here, it's got to be something specifically about how young people have voted in record numbers and changed the... And their generation is going to come. It should come after the 83-year-old woman. See if you can see if we can find a story in the catalog with a young person. We got to get him something real soon. These changes are going to be made quickly. We got to get it right out to him.
How do I get it to him?
We'll take care of it. You like everything better than the country?
I'm sorry?
You like together we can make the country love everything was meant to be better than together we can make the country love the country it was meant to be.
That implies an inadequacy with the country, doesn't it? The latter formulation.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. It's real nice. Let's just make that one change and get it back.
Yes.
Massachusetts.
You're ahead with comfortable margins in the 10 largest states in the country. And it's just, Texas, the last time we checked, you were 2 up. Thank you very much. And now we really got to do something. Great. Bye-bye. You know.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What,
How do you feel?
Still not. You know, it's getting close. I mean, I was pretty shook up talking to him.
What did he say?
They were giddy. It's like it didn't. I mean, they're just like.
Are you like happy, or are you scared, or are you nothing, or do you want to just like cry, or what?
The crying was before. Maybe it'll be later too. No, it's just like floating.
James,
Where?
on your chest, in front of you.
This one?
Your white one is totally unnecessary because that beige one in your hand.
Okay. This is
That
the
is
everywhere pass?
that is a very exclusive. There are only about 5 of those in existence, and it gets you backstage with the governor. And
Where
literally,
am I
there are
supposed
only
to
about
meet them?
5.
What room? You don't know?
In the director's office of the State House, but it's almost impossible to get there because there's so many tens of thousands of people out on the street.
I'll meet you down here. I'm just gonna go.
I don't know how we're going to get to. We don't know how to get to. We're going to get that to the crowd.
I'm very proud to have done this. I'm as happy as I can be, and I'm so proud. We won Nevada big. Governor, we're gonna, I mean, it's looking like close to 400. It's a landslide. Ohio's not called yet, North Carolina's not called yet. But everything else, I mean, Michigan, dead even in Florida, and you know, it's just unbelievable. You ought to be the happiest man in the world. And I just got to tell you, I mean, I just appreciate this so much. This was the best thing I ever did.
I don't know what to do, Governor.
We can try. He's up there talking now, though. You know, he's up there giving his speech. Yep. You don't? But the one thing you got to be, I mean, we really want you to say whatever you want to say tonight, but you just got to be careful about being too programmatic. I mean, you should definitely be New Democrat, and we love Hillary's new patriotism thing, which he tried to put in there. Also, you got to do at the end, he goes back to the announcement speech, which is very important. But, you know, just speak from your heart tonight. I mean, that's all that matters. Say what you want to say. I mean, this is your night. Okay, we'll see you in a little bit. Bye-bye. He's like...
He's gone?
He's asking... I think we got Nevada.
Follow Richard. Follow Richard.
Okay, Richard knows where he's going.
He's pretty pumped. I mean, it's unbelievable. He said thanks. Yeah. Well, oh, we did it in Nevada.
And finally, I want to thank the members of my brilliant, aggressive, unconventional, but always winning campaign staff.